Just follow our lead.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, everybody! Wow, you're always so loud. Welcome to Women Up Podcast. I'm your host, SarahTheRebel.
And I am ohCatrina.
And we have a special guest. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Lena.
Lena, what were these fingers you did? When
These are dancing fingers.
You're touching somebody's sack. I'm talking about their Elder Scrolls sack. Like, not their balls. I mean, like, their
But also their balls.
But maybe their balls. Yes. You never
It
know.
happens.
You never can tell.
You put your fingers out there, you might touch.
Oh, God. Sarah retracts all fingers. All fingers are retracted.
Whoa.
Welcome to our special E3 episode of Women Up Podcast. We are talking everything E3, from predictions to news to our favorite booths, maybe even which parties are always the best. Hint, I'm wearing the shirt.
Hey, Twitch. Your party is the best. So, I mean, we said it, and she's got the shirt.
We'll talk about it again, but you should just invite us.
Invite us to your party.
To your party.
Wink, wink.
And we're also, of course, going to talk geeky news. So let's dive in. The way we do this is we talk about news, then we talk about our main topic, and then we do our chick picks. Yeah. Thank you, my two voguing assistants. Let's dive into the news. First, we have Xbox One. They just released their new version of their console with 1 terabyte of storage and a new controller.
What does it do? What's the new controller do?
It's just a new controller, bros.
It's just like a different color.
No.
Will the new controller tell me when I need to drink water?
What?
I'm thinking about the functionalities it could possibly have outside of being a controller.
It's also a Fitbit.
Well, I'm glad we covered that news topic well. I'm not an Xbox girl. You all know I'm a Sony fan. I asked the Xbox person that I know, aka Capwan, what he thought about it, and his answer was a resounding meh. And I was like, well, your birthday's coming up. I could get you that new controller. And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, good, because I don't know how I was going to afford it, because for a second I forgot I don't have a real job. So, moving on, our next topic, Powerpuff Girls' image has been released to the wild.
It is being fully rebooted. The 3 new girls I like. They're very cute.
I actually know Natalie Palamides.
They sound fantastic.
Yeah.
The only thing that's really sad about this entire situation is that the original voice actors were not told that there was a reboot. They were they were like not told at all, and like the stuff they posted on Twitter, you could tell
they were pissed.
They were like heartbroken more than anything. I don't think they were as mad as it was like, what? Like,
I'm super biased because Haley Mancini from my web series is one of the head writers for the new Powerpuff reboot, and she's playing Princess Warbucks. Or Morbucks, like with the red hair.
Yay!
Yeah, and so she announced that, and so I was like, I'm gonna go look at the news from the Powerpuff, and then immediately I saw Tara Strong.
I was like,
her reaction, and I was like, I'm so conflicted.
I know.
But
How
it
dare
looks
they make
good.
Tara Strong sad?
I know, she's so sweet, and she would
is.
still do a great job with the voice.
Of course.
So I don't know where that decision came from to not reach out.
It was probably a marketing decision to get more of a buzz by showing here are these young actresses that you will care about now because they're cute.
Try to get the age that we were when we were watching Powerpuff interested in the reboot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited about it. The actresses look like they're gonna kill it. They're gonna kill it. I'm just like, like if you had just sent like a note, like P.S.
At least we know what's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Like as a heads up, you can come to the launch party and have martinis with us.
Or do some cameo work.
Exactly. Because they did like up until like 2008 they were doing Powerpuff Girls specials, so it was like so that's my only problem with it. I'm still probably gonna watch the show.
That just made me feel kind of old.
Yeah, I know, right? Dude, Powerpuff Girls is like,
I'm like, y'all rebooting that show? That show just went off there.
I'm just super excited that Buttercup has a cowlick.
you
guys see that?
So cute.
A little doop.
Yeah, and like Bubbles' pigtails are a little higher.
She's got those, and she's got little hair thingies.
I know.
Little tiny changes. I miss the thick lines.
Yeah.
The lines are like regular thin lines now, but I'm still gonna watch it. I'm gonna love it.
Hey, you guys want to know a terrible confession that Sarah has?
What?
I hate that show.
You are Princess Warbucks. Warbucks.
How many
Daddy
bucks?
Warbucks.
Am I a Warbuck or a Warbuck? You, God damn it, guys. Make up your mind.
So you didn't watch it when it was on?
I watched
originally?
it because my nephew loved it, and I had to watch like as the kids in the house, you had to agree and watch whatever.
Yeah,
and
you
he
just
was
have to
usually the
absorb.
guest, so I had to watch it. Yeah, and I just hated it. I would just sit through it like. The only good thing in this show is Mojo Jojo. He was like the only. Whenever he was on, I was like, okay, at least I can just tolerate him.
See, I just want a badass Dexter's Lab reboot because
That
I
would be
thought
amazing.
that was like I loved the Powerpuff Girls, but that was like my favorite of his shows, and you don't like it. You don't like anything.
I like that whole block of
Unless
time.
it takes place in like medieval times in a forest with dragons, she just doesn't like it.
I'm
They could
so
put
happy
Powerpuff
you've
Girls
gotten
there.
to
That'd
know
be
me so well. This is a really special moment for me, guys.
Moving on.
Ooh, Rowdy Rough Boys. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know who. I hope so.
Probably. I'm sure. Yeah.
I hope they're actually just the Rough Riders, like the voice actors are DMX and like Eve. I think that would be a better solution. I can't read this.
Sarah thinks of. What do you think of ESO Online? For PS4?
So I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online, Tamriel Unlimited. Why? Why did you name it that? ESO to you? What?
to you? So we could do that.
You.
I like it, but I've never played. That was my first MMO I ever played when it came out on PC. So compared to other people who play MMOs, I can't say, "Hey, you should play this game. It's a good game," because I'm actually pretty sure it's not a good game. Like, I'm like 98% sure it's a bad game that has amazing looting, world building, and adventure that just makes me feel like I'm having a really good time, but all I'm doing is selling things and looting things and selling things and crafting
It's
things.
just the stock market.
Right, I think it's just like a Candy Crush, like it's like Destiny, but with actual people in the world. Destiny's like, save this planet. Who the fuck lives here? The only people that live here are the people you're telling me to kill. I think I'm the bad guy. At least
I only played Destiny because I knew the Star Wars cast was playing it.
Ooh.
I just wanted to see if I could find them.
I wish it was split
Hi.
screen. I'd be like, come play it at my house.
Yeah.
I love to play it,
You gotta
but
find
it's a
John
shitty
Boyega on
game.
that fucking game.
I'll find him. I like my stormtroopers like I like my tea.
You need to go watch his Gymstagrams from the gym.
Oh, are they from the gym? Because when you said Gymstagram, I thought maybe
No. He's at the
they
gym.
were from the gymnasium.
Gym like a gym not like Jim from the office.
Oh yeah, thank you. I was like, I don't know what other Gymstagram would mean. Like, oh, they're from the gym, Katrina? Good to
He
know.
exclusively posts pictures of Jim from the office.
Excellent.
That's the only gym I can think of.
Back on topic.
I hated Kim Possible too.
Oh, jeez.
God,
God, what's wrong with you?
Honestly, that was a really hard block of time for me to watch whenever my nephew would come over.
It's like 4
just
hours.
I know, it was
Like
like
Cartoon Network.
right, and I was like, can we?
Well, I guess
Toonami,
Kim
where
Possible
are
is
you?
Disney.
Oh, and girl, Game Meets Girl, that's actually not a term. I just came up with it because I was
It
like,
is now.
it's clever. Gymstagram. You saw it coined right here. Tell John Boyega.
All those like meatheads are gonna take that.
Gymstagram. I bet
Yeah.
you were already a thing.
It's already happening. People are like, I just lifted something.
I'm about to look on Instagram and
Look up
I'm gonna
Gymstagram.
search Gymstagram.
Moving on, unless you wanted to keep...
No,
She'll be
please.
doing
don't.
this. What's next?
We got some Mirror's Edge news this week, which was pretty cool because I know that for a few years it's been like pretty highly anticipated.
Right, people have been begging and begging for it, and then we got the announcement 2 years ago. I was actually like in that press conference when it was announced, and while everyone else around me went crazy, because they played a song that has her name in it. Oh, but you gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. But I didn't get it. I was sitting there like, why is everyone laughing right now?
Let's reenact. Everyone's like,
Everyone, they were like, oh, and I'm just sitting there like,
Like,
why
yeah.
is everyone getting hyped? Like, this isn't
don't
jam.
get
Are they
it.
being funny?
I mean, I like the song, I guess.
And then I think I ran into somebody I knew, probably DCD, knowing him, and it was just like, why is everybody so hyped? And they were like, faith. And I was like, I'm stupid. Gymstagram has 16,000.
Damn
It's
it!
a thing.
Fuck.
Sorry, and there's various forms. Of
Maybe they all just happened just now.
We are extremely popular.
from this show.
A huge
Go
podcast.
check out our hot new hashtag, Jimstagram.
Everybody tweet Jimstagram at ohCatrina. So the important news about Mirror's Edge 2 is it's Mirror's... Oh, P.S. You're going to learn that I can't say the word mirror.
Mirror's Edge.
So Mirror's Edge 2 is called Catalyst, and it's not a sequel.
It's not a sequel, but it says Mirror's Edge 2.
This really concerns me. It's probably called Mirror's Edge Catalyst without the 2, but I'm probably stupid.
Everyone's calling it Mirror's Edge 2.
It's like everyone
Right, it's called Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Yeah.
My big concern with that is we were all kind of led to believe at first that it was a sequel, and the wording that they're using now is not wording of somebody with a confident vision for a game. Like, they're not saying it's a reboot. They're not saying it's other stories in her life. They're not giving us, like, a definitive thing. They're saying it's an experience that... And I'm like, anytime you say something is an experience instead of what the fuck that experience is, I think you're about to give me a shitty game. So I'm very concerned
That's a flag.
Right. I'm really concerned about the game now.
Yeah, if they can't define it, then what experience do they expect people to have?
Right. They're like, it'll have... Like, I get the feeling that what they were trying to say is, it's a game with the vibe of Mirror's Edge. And I'm like... Oh, like how Tomb Raider didn't raid any tombs? Is she gonna do parkour? Oh my god. I'm really nervous. So.
It's like a whole game, you're just walking.
Don't make me waste cider, man.
Little Big Planet 3 news. The Journey Home expansion has been announced. See, I almost coughed, but I didn't.
Right.
Hell yeah.
I saw that. You held on to it.
I did.
Little Big Planet 3 is still a game that I want to own. But I haven't bought it because you know why. But I'm pretty excited about the DLC, and it might be like the reason I buy it now, because it's got some cool stuff going on. So I'd be interested to see if any of you play Little Big Planet 3 and have any thoughts on it. Please tell us in the chat.
Chris Avalon left Obsidian Entertainment, which
Yes.
he had helped found.
Correct.
That's always kind of sad when that happens.
Right, and he's being super secretive about it because we're homies, and I was like, hey, homie, and he was like, not gonna tell you. And I was like, all right, fine, we're still gonna go drinking and whatnot. But
That sounds like he's got something exciting happening, so maybe it was a good move.
it could also be, these people are horrible, and I'm so angry, and I don't want to be the person that talks shit.
Yeah, I signed an NDA.
Right. So, I don't know. I tried to poke him for information. I couldn't even get a vibe off of him, except that he's very happy. And he keeps saying how happy he is. So,
I'm glad.
Whatever happened, I think he's in a good place.
It was a good move. Right. Okay.
So, Akira live action movie news.
Let it die. Fuck you, Hollywood. Let it die.
Look, Kanade was like my first anime boyfriend, and
Tetsuo!
stop. And so the news used the headline "Daredevil writer," and this guy has not worked on Daredevil yet. I mean, he's probably working on it right now, but he is not one of the primary people on Daredevil. He assisted with the last season, and his name is Marco J. Ramirez. They also have the guy, some dude attached to American Sniper, working on Akira. So I don't want to see this movie already. Like, I just really don't want to see it. It's going to be about American soldiers.
I don't think anime, like what makes it special translates in live action yet. I don't think that we've gotten there yet in filmmaking.
I agree with you completely. You know, I was having this conversation with my friend the other day. What makes Akira so intense is not its story. And it's not its, I don't know what else you can say. It's not the dialogue. It's not them yelling each other's names. Like, it's the overall experience, the ambiance. And I can't imagine anybody understanding that well enough to translate it into a live-action movie, because I think part of what made it so good was the animation.
Exactly, the art.
Right. Like,
and being able to see the artist at work.
Yeah.
Right. Without that art, I don't know what's special about it.
That was definitely one of the last anime where I saw people, like, characters would go through a series of emotions on their face. Like, if Kaneda was surprised and then angry at something Tetsuo, you saw him, you didn't just see him, like, you don't, and even in anime today, like, that's some kind of, like, pinnacle standard. Like, that's the kind of shit, like, Miyazaki pulls. Like, you see every
It's still inspiring
motion.
artists.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's hard to imagine, like, I can't even fan cast it or like fan crew it. Like the only people I can think of is like the woman who edited Mad Max would be able to understand the concept of color you need to use.
Right.
But outside of that, like, I just don't want to see this movie live. Like, in my dream world, it would be a great live action movie, but in the real world, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, personally, I can't even picture it being live action and being an interesting movie to me. If you were to pitch me like, say, Sarah, let's go see this movie about this guy who kidnaps like psychic children and uses them for this thing, I'd be like, no, this sounds really stupid. I'm not gonna go see your movie.
It's what happened to Airbender.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god! Plus all their racism. Let's
Yeah.
make the brown people leave it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just that's another thing is like I just know that this will not be a Japanese cast, much less an Asian one at all.
Yeah, I don't trust Hollywood with anime.
They wanted Leo. This is, I believe, Leonardo DiCaprio, one of his passion projects, and I think originally he wanted to be the starring role.
Has he watched it? Like, if he loves it, then he would know that he's not right for it.
It would be
and
like,
he would want to support someone who is.
And I believe the original, the last time they tried to revive this movie, it was going to take place in Neo, New York.
Yeah.
That's why I just really
Now I'm just thinking about
want
that
them to
terrible
let this
Godzilla
go.
movie. Yeah.
Ooh, let's not. Fallout 4's trailer came out.
Oh, it was so
Yeah. It looks really... I'm not like a Fallout player, but it looks like a beautiful trailer. Like, everyone that I know is hyped about it, so you could take that away.
Well, I mean, I had tears already, and it's. I mean, if that's what the gameplay is like, then I'm freaking over the moon about it.
Right.
But sometimes, you know, they can kind of amp things up for things like that, and when you actually get down to brass tacks, like you miss the beauty of it. Right?
I was just gonna say, I was getting Bioshock Infinite vibes. Like, this looks very beautiful.
You remember that shit? Like, they released it the October before, and it was a completely different stage that nobody ever played. Like, so I get what you're feeling.
Yeah. I haven't played Fallout yet. I have it. I've heard very good things about it. So for me, just looking at it from the standpoint of this looks very pretty, but it's got a dog in it.
You don't gonna die.
That's what I'm afraid. Like,
yeah, I can't watch a dog die. I can't do it.
Not
You know
watching
it's
a
tucked
dog.
in
I
there.
haven't seen the end of I Am Legend at all. I mean, I didn't see it for like 3 years because they were like, the dog died. I'm like,
I was sobbing. I was in that movie theater sobbing. They were like, hey, his life, everyone else in the world is dead and you're crying over a dog? And I'm like, she was such a good girl!
that's like the last dog.
And it's always a German Shepherd. It's always. In Call of Duty, it was a German Shepherd. Like, it's always a call of Shepherd. Just stop it, guys.
Stop sacrificing the German
Stop
shepherds.
killing our dog.
There's some like secret initiative in Hollywood.
So in the
Dog meat
newest
never
Star
dies.
Wars comics, there was an emotional scene with Darth Vader, but there was also a big reveal that everyone's talking about and freaking out over, and I wanted to talk about it because everyone's being really stupid about it.
I love it.
Oh my god, me too. Like, that's the thing. So basically, and not to spoil any of you guys, but it's already out. Fuck you. This is last week.
Fuck you,
so
audience.
This is last week. You had time.
You had
I'm
7
talking about it
days.
right now. Han Solo. It turns out in the comics, these take place before Empire Strikes Back. Before he and Leia like really get into it. He takes her to this planet, and they're trying to escape the Imperials, and this bounty hunter is after them for 3 issues. And she just landed on the planet in front of them and totally insulted Han as she walked out of the ship. And revealed that her name is Sana Solo, and she is Han's wife.
I love it.
And she is a beautiful woman of color. And
She's straight out of Firefly.
oh my god, yes. I like looked at her, I was like, oh, I fucking know. Like,
And it reinforces everything that we know about Han Solo. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's ruining everything. No, it's different. But it reinforces him because he's a bastard. And he would totally get married and then ditch her.
Yeah.
And, like, go on adventures. And she would totally be a badass woman who would track him down and call him out in front of his new girlfriend.
and I really like that. I really like that she looks so much like Sala Zend, who is an EU character who was his ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, so when I saw her, I was like, oh, is it Sala? But no,
He's got
it's
a
Sana.
type. Sana.
Yeah. Oh,
Sana Holo.
He's got a type. I feel like Leia is out of his dating pool usually. But that's the thing is that, like, Han is an asshole. He's an asshole, like, until halfway through ESB when the freaking twins, like, instill goodness in him. And he's just like, I'll take care of these idiots. So, Yeah, it's just like, this is...
I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm super into it. I think it'll be a great development arc for Han. I think it'll be a great development for Han and Leia. And I think that we need more black women in this galaxy.
Yes.
So if Sana disappears after this arc, then you're going to hear me complaining. Sarah.
I'd love to see her in the movies.
Yes! Oh!
I'd love to see her in the movies. All right, what we got?
Oh, I hated it.
What? Why?
Okay, so you guys, I read a lot of expanded universe content, but I guess I was mostly in the books if you guys are referring to the comics. And Han Solo did not seem that kind of bastard.
Not that dastardly.
Right, like
No.
you leaving your ex-wife or your wife, whatever, like this, that's where I could be like, okay, maybe this is okay, maybe she's actually an
What
ex-wife and she's talking shit.
circumstances were there?
Right, what
Yeah.
circumstances were around, but just off what I know right now, if he's the kind of guy who would leave his wife, he is a lot worse than I ever thought he was, than I feel like I was ever led to believe that he was, because he's like a scoundrel, is like a trickster god kind of scoundrel to me, not like an actual fuckhead that I would beat the shit out of, because that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
My second concern is actually what you just said. If she's here in the middle arc of something, it's very easy for her to just disappear and never appear again, and to just be a one-off kind of
Just
throwaway
be like a
character.
headline.
Yeah.
Right, just to be a headline. So that's my concerns, but I'm withholding my full Sarah judgmental anger until we find out exactly what's going on.
Which is going to take, what, like 2 months, because the next issue is all about Obi-Wan.
Aww.
You know, fuck everything. But to counter that, I do want to say, like you said, this ended on a cliffhanger. All we know is that her name is Sana Solo, and she is his wife. And
I could totally see them getting married for like tax purposes.
Yeah, tax purposes. I'm also wondering, I don't know, and this also, I hope it's not like this because it makes the galaxy smaller to me. I'm wondering, because of what Lando says the moment he sees Han again, like, I can't believe you'd come here after what you did. Like, I'm really wondering if Sana is like his sister or his cousin or someone that matters to him, and I'm just like, oh, but I also don't think that this particular situation is going to be something that's just like, this ruins you forever. I think that this is the context we're not getting.
Right.
Like, there's a story behind this.
Right.
And
I hope it's a good one.
I hope it's a good one. I trust the story. I completely trust the Star Wars story group. I do. And I don't think that they would ruin Han. And, like, it just angers me to see, like, freaking headlines that say, like, Han cheated on his wife! And I'm like, this is not even he has not kissed or even fucking touched Leia yet. Like, he is hanging out with this chick.
Fucking touched her.
Yeah.
You broke everything. That's what you did.
So-
you just came to my house and you broke my
I
laptop.
pressed it and then it went
It's
black.
ruined. It's completely ruined. We lost our agenda, guys.
It'll be right back though.
Yeah,
you don't
is
want to
it?
guess what maybe some things
I'm
that
pulling it up.
What happens next?
Let's see.
Podcast. Boom. This is this is not the right email inbox. La la la.
What did happen? Why did? Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
Yay.
It's just a bitch. Sarah's rage. I like that. That's
Sarah's
perfect.
rage, yes. So I don't think this is gonna ruin Han's character. I think it's gonna add to him. I think it's gonna add to Leia, and I really hope that Sana isn't chucked after
I hope she's a badass.
I
and
would
she
like
does
her
some-
not to be used to make their relationship something.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like it when they use women as plot points.
That was the
or
first
props.
thing that came to my mind is like, oh my god, she looks cool. Oh fuck. Like,
Right.
this might just be a plot point. But that's also the thing is I don't think that Han and Leia are at a stage where Leia's gonna be like,
But and then on the other hand, somebody posted it on my wall, and they were like, "I think you're gonna like this." And so something I do want to say is, they thought I would like it because she's black. You guys know I love black people. That's who I am. But the truth, okay, computer, I feel you.
damn.
My computer just said, "Sarah, I gotta give you an audience right now."
We need words.
But I was never ever under the impression that Han wasn't open to any race of women, including
absolutely.
aliens. So for me, this wasn't a big like, oh my god, look, Han dates black women. It was like, of course he does. He's not a douchebag.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's
and
the
this
thing.
takes place in a world where, like, here we go.
I mean, and that's the thing about Han's character. There was a scene in the Tatooine in Mos Eisley where when he got introed, he was making out with this alien chick, and then he like dismissed her, and they purposely took that out because they thought that ruined his character because he's a good guy at heart, and they didn't want him to be like some super womanizer or something like that. So that's the end of that. Laverne Cox from Orange is the New Black, and also fantastic outspoken woman, is the first trans person to get a her own wax figure at Madame Tussauds,
Hell
which
yeah.
is I'm like yay, but also like that's still creepy. Like it doesn't matter who you are. If you get a wax figure, it's gonna be creepy.
They have you ever been inside one of them?
Worked at Madame Tussauds.
So
You did?
Yes.
What is crazy to me is how you can walk around and you can look at them and you know they're wax, but they're also like, maybe that's a person who's about to pop out and smack me. I don't really know. They're so good. Like, yeah, I agree with you. They're terrifying.
Yeah.
You're like, what is that, glass eyeballs in Michael Jackson? They're just shining at me. His eyes shine at me.
That's what I would do if I ever got a wax figure. Is I would just hide in the hallway and then just pop out at
We
people.
had a guy, we were on a tour, and my sister thought they were wax figures, and it was a man. And she leaned in and went, oh, look at his little mustache, and actually touched him. And he had to play it off. He was like, oh, and then he like went into his scene. And I was just like, my sister was like,
So congratulations, Laverne Cox, but also, man, I don't know how I could look at myself as a wax figure. So you're a brave
And that's
woman.
the first thing they always do, right? Is they pose with their wax figure, and then we get to figure out like which one's wax. It's usually like the one that's like really nice
Shinier,
dress.
yeah.
or the one
Is the
who's
wax
like
one.
a little bit in the past with what they're wearing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you wore that in your hit movie. You haven't been famous enough to have another outfit.
Or like the one with terror in their eyes is the real person because they're so freaked out.
I do also think it's really cool that she has a wax figure because like she's not a movie star.
No,
Just
she's
from
Right,
television.
TV star.
Just-
Well, a Netflix star.
Right.
Really?
So,
I think she's really, yeah, that's
isn't
been
that,
her, like, big highlight role.
Right.
She's
The
an
first, like-
outspoken activist.
Right. So that's kind of cool as well.
And it comes back this Friday, guys.
Woo!
June 12th.
There are no dragons, swords, elves.
So,
I
on to our main
appreciate the
But
show.
there
topic.
are boobs.
There are boobs.
On to our main topic, it's the week before E3. And we're going to give you some predictions and some stuff and some things.
Yes, we
But
are.
not actual physical things, sorry.
We're not actually giving you. We're giving
Not
you
giving
our
you shit.
time.
Throw it. Just throw it at the camera.
Giving you our time. Okay, what do we list our order of operations as? What games are we looking forward to checking out? So actually, for me, this is a slightly dead year personally because the games that I was looking forward to are already out, and the next games coming up that I'm looking forward to are pretty far out. So Mass Effect 4.
Far out.
Far out. Thank you.
Talking about
You add so
data.
much. You should be here all the time. You add so much to our podcast.
Just color commentary.
You're excellent. You're excellent at it. I'm really excited about Mass Effect 4 and the idea of it. I'm also terrified about Mass Effect 4 and the idea of it because BioWare is now mostly EA and they have fucked so many things up. So I can't say wholeheartedly like, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm like, nah, I've been burnt by y'all before. I have a lot of hope though because Dragon Age 2 was shitty. And between Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition, BioWare went around and they did focus groups, they did interviews, like I actually got to be on one, like they really dug deep into their forums and they tried to figure out what can we do to be better, and they did those things. So I have a hope that the type of people who could hear that Mass Effect 3's ending was total shit garbage are from that able to be like, we will not make that mistake again, because they have done it from Dragon Age 2 to Dragon Age Inquisition. But like I said, at EA, at E3, oh god,
EA3.
There's probably not going to be anything, but maybe a trailer at most, and it would probably be a trailer with no gameplay in it. But there are a lot of cool games that are going to be showing there. I know you said you had some notes.
I did. I literally have notes, guys. Okay. The things I am most excited about. I'm excited for Arkham Knights. It's pre-ordered because I'm an Xbox person.
Pre-ordered. I just like the way you said it with finality.
It's on its way. It looks amazing.
Jim Gordon looks like Walter White. It's great.
Maybe
you know
he makes meth now.
Who knows?
Anything could happen.
So funny story, I accidentally pre-ordered Elder Scrolls Online and it arrived at my house after I already had it.
You like did both. You were like, oh crap.
Apparently, I had to send it back. It was really awkward.
Wow.
Sell it on Craigslist, girl. I loved Mad Max, and so I'm excited that there's a game. I am very upset that there's not a Furiosa.
Their game looks shitty, girl. I don't want you to have any hope.
yeah.
No, that game's gonna be booty
Don't
crap.
get excited for that.
No.
Like,
I
it's
love the movie so much.
Beyond the fact that, like, there's no, like, fear. Well, I mean, like, the problem with this Mad Max game is I think there'd be more hype if they released it, if they had done something before the movie came out. Because the movie was just like, that's a hard act to follow. Like, I don't think there could have been a Mad Max,
what's gonna
like,
be
any
better?
Mad Max video game that could have been better.
There would have
than
needed
that.
to be a Mad Max video game of the caliber of like Witcher 3 or Dragon Age Inquisition. Like it would need, or Fallout 4 looks to be like it would need to be something huge and sprawling and open world.
Yeah.
And this game looks like they were
like a racing game with
right.
Yeah. And it's,
but who knows? Maybe it'll make fire come out of my Xbox, and
I thought we were going somewhere else with fire. Come on. I was like, oh, wait for it.
No.
Yeah, and Fallout 4. Everyone's asking about Fallout 4. I think that's going to be like the thing that everyone's flocking to at E3. I think everyone's going to want to try it and check it out. What else? Rise. Yeah, right. No, I have Half-Life 3.
Guys, she has Half-Life 3 on her list.
I have it on there. I feel like if I put it out into the universe, that the universe will come back to me.
I really want to know like why they
Why
have
Valve
it.
does that?
Right.
They do that
Very
with all their
strange.
popular games.
Right, like are they just like we don't need to make money, or we're making it some other way? Like it is very strange that so many people, like it's on every single website if you go to and
Any
see
game
like what
website.
they hope for E3 every year. Last Guardian and Half-Life 3. It's like,
So who knows? Maybe this is the year. Maybe they've been keeping it under wraps and
it is
under.
true. We didn't think we were ever gonna get a Mirror's Edge sequel.
So that's
Isn't
the
it
thing.
like 5 years later?
It's true.
Oh, I'm so over Half-Life. They've lost you. They've lost you. I bet though, if Half-Life 3 comes out, you'll change your mind. Maybe. And then Mother 3 is something that I asked all my friends what they were super excited about, and I told them that I would tell everyone. It's like Earthbound's thing. Someone said that Dark Souls 3 is going to be revealed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
want
actually
to kill
really-
yourself
everything's
over
been-
a video game?
I meant to, I'm sorry, I forgot to say the new Tekken is coming out, and I am
Yes.
excited to check
Tekken?
that out and play it. Yep. But I don't see Nina Williams as a character yet. I haven't heard her announced or anything, and she's my character, so I'm kind of also like...
My friend's designs made it into that game for ults. I forgot who she got though. One of the guys.
Pretty awesome.
He looks like a rapper.
It won't be announced? Oh, Half-Life 3.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they're tricking us. Maybe that's what's happening. Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I'm like skeptical about that one.
Why?
Like there are no space battles.
Wait, what?
No
It's
space
called
battles.
Star Wars,
It's
guys.
there are no space
Wait,
battles.
so we won't
You're
get to
on
do
the
that thing where we
planet.
get to turn and like choo-choo-choo-choo-choo-choo.
You're all. I mean, like unless
Why don't they just
reveal
call it like Ground Wars?
the Battle of Endor. No, but I don't. I mean, like right now, the only thing we've seen are fights on planets, and it's. I mean,
It's beautiful.
it looks gorgeous. Like I was looking at some of the game footage from Endor, and it was like I'm in a forest. Like I'm in a fucking forest right here, and it looks beautiful. And you can play as a bunch of hero characters, and then there's the Battle of Jakku DLC that is leading up to The Force Awakens. So yeah, absolutely. Battlefront.
Yeah. And then the one thing that everyone was like, okay, this isn't happening at E3, but it's still E3 news, is that Silent Hills is canceled.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally canceled.
And that's another thing that's kind of strange and weird, but
Why
that
did it
company's doing
happen?
everything strange and weird right
Is
now.
everyone just gonna
Yeah.
be standing around the Konami booth awkwardly like we released these games once before
Long ago. I forgot to mention
before the dark times.
No Man's Sky.
Yes.
The reason I'm really excited to see more of this game is because when I did see it and I saw how beautiful it looked, my main question was, but what is the game? What are we actually doing?
like, what do we do?
Right.
What do I get to do?
Yes. What am I just flying around discovering places? Because to be fair, I'd probably still dig that. But another part of me thinks I'd probably need a little bit more out of that game. So I'm interested to see what they show us. Also, I think one of my cats took a dump, so I'm going to take a little departure real quick. But you two keep going.
Okay.
Thank you for going to clean that up. I'm excited to. I'm like a big sucker for Disney games, so
Yeah?
like
Infinity?
yeah. And this is the thing is like they're having like a Disney Infinity panel at Comic-Con now. They just announced that today for Star Wars, and like that's the only reason I wanted to like keep up with Disney Infinity because they thought they'd give away figurines. He was like, I gotta get my Anakin and Ahsoka. I gotta get them.
It's happening, guys.
So I don't think that's gonna happen. One of the other things that
you think they'll save it for Comic-Con?
I think they're gonna end up saving it for Comic-Con. But E3 will have, outside of Battlefront, there's gonna be some Star Wars presence. There's a new mobile game coming out like in the next month, and it's also supposed to take place after Return of the Jedi, and it's canon. So yeah, and
we're gonna know so much by the time the movie comes out. We're gonna
know everything that happens until the movie.
They're doing a good job with that.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see world building on like the gaming platform as well, because a lot of the games, like, you know, outside of like Knights of the Old Republic and stuff, like a lot of them were like, is this canon? I don't know.
Everyone's so good. Well, and then they tossed out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, like
and
the
so
entire expanded universe is.
It's like you had to learn what to forget and what you could hang on to.
Yeah,
which is hard.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to see Five Nights at Freddy's news. Just because I know
it's super scary again.
It's probably gonna be scary as shit. Like, and I'm gonna not play it and watch like Markiplier or somebody else play it.
Yeah,
I am not playing that game
from the safety of a smaller
screen.
Can
I just point out that Katrina name dropped Markiplier today, not Sarah.
I know Sarah does it every episode, and I'm
Is
like,
that like a drinking game thing? Like
damn
when
it,
someone
I'm out
says
of
Markiplier?
booze. No. But yeah, I want to see that because they just had the movie announcement, and then number 5 is coming up, and I've played the ones before, but I just can't do it anymore.
So
like,
is the newest game going to coincide with the movie, or are they all just going to be like fun separate things?
There's like no news on it, but I hope it does. I don't know. I hope it leads into the movie. So it'll be super awesome.
This is a trick to make cat poop smell go away, guys.
It's also a trick to make fart smell go away.
Yeah, I know.
It's the same place.
When you light a
match,
and then you make the fart smell go away.
Yep. And if you want to make other smells go away from extracurricular activities, you burn a bag of popcorn.
Oh!
Then everything smells like burnt popcorn.
Yay! I like that idea.
The more you know.
I use a different tactic, but I get you. Let's see, what else? What else is there at E3? The movie pilot creators group is... They're all adorable teenagers, and like they're really holding out for Kingdom Hearts 3. Aww. And I was like, sweeties, it's never happening.
We haven't really talked about Nintendo stuff that much. I know they are not showing their new Zelda at E3.
But they are showing the Mario game world builder thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
What's that,
they're also probably going to have Splatoon there, I imagine, which is one of their only new IPs that I can think of in a really long time.
Everyone fucking loves it. Like, everyone's a squid. Nobody's a kid.
Oh, did I do it again?
It's okay. It'll happen it'll take a little bit of time.
But I am excited for Nintendo. I'm excited for VR stuff this year. That's what I think this might be, is like the year of VR.
I was going to ask because, last year it was the console wars.
Yeah.
The year before it was the pre-console wars.
Yeah, we were like, we have something
to
for that shit.
Yeah. Right, and now new consoles are out. We're over it. What is the big theme this year? So you think it's going to be VR?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Everyone's going for VR. Like, every movie promotion has, like, a Google VR thing, or, like,
there's entire, like rooms set up now for you to go and play VR games.
And I think we're going to see that. There's a crazy rumor going on that Nintendo is releasing a Virtual Boy VR, which I
did see that rumor.
I don't think that's true, but it would be really cool.
Wait, which one? Say it again.
Virtual Boy VR.
The thing that they put out many moons ago for any of you youngins like myself who were not I don't think I was around when that happened. Like, Virtual Boy, what is that? You don't know what Virtual Boy is? You're not a real geek. Oh my god, what the fuck is a Virtual Boy? Just tell me. I'm gonna Google it. And that's what I did.
Yes.
Yes, I did see that news, and I think it's weird because that failed. So
yeah, I was like, what are you gonna... I mean, like, unless you're gonna put me in the middle of Splatoon, but then I'll, like, just run through my living room and die.
Guys, I got a really great image. Katrina with a helmet on. She just runs and trips over a cat. Splatoon!
There's a fun website here that I wrote down for these ladies here, and if you put it into your computer, it comes up with like 20 fake Nintendo games that are going to be announced at E3, and it refreshes. Every time you refresh it, it's all new names.
That is awesome.
And it was really fun to just like dig around on that website for a while, and some of them sounded kind of cool. So
Let's see if I can get there.
If you guys want to check that out.
In the meantime, what booth are we most excited about? Oh my god! Metroid Shy 3D.
And every time you refresh the page, it's all new names. It's so much fun.
Chibi Robo 8.
Star Fox Cooking.
Wind Surfing Party.
Oh my god, The Legend of Zelda: The Lake of Ceramic. Oh, I would play that though! That would just be like a pot smashing game.
So like once I noticed that like Nintendo wasn't doing that much, like this became what I did.
Pokemon Joseph.
Pokemon Zipper. Nurse Suit 3. This is amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, so check that out. That's fun. That's lots of fun.
So as far as booths go, I'm always excited to be at Sony because it always feels so clean and nice, and all their games are always up. Yeah, it's always pretty. Xbox is always loud. Huh?
I don't know.
She just punched my fat, and my whole body jiggled. I actually agree with you. They're my favorite booth always because they have these nice bright lights and everything's white and very shiny, clean looking.
Yeah,
it kind of sounds like the Xbox place is like the Hollister of the mall.
It's
just loud and there's a lot of smells.
Yeah.
Xbox, I remember always having to walk like this through the Xbox.
Yeah, like because there were so I did press last year. I'm sure you've done press before and at least been back in their rooms. But like getting through the Xbox booth to try and get to that room is like if you have an appointment there, you better get there 30 minutes early because you're not gonna fucking get through there.
It's possibly because they put so many like things in the way. Like they'll put like a Ferrari or like some crazy shit will just
check
be
out
the way
this
that
camel.
So have an arcade in the middle of this aisle.
Right, so everyone's like they never have good flow, whereas PlayStation does a really good job of being like, and you go over here for this, and this is over here, and you tuck these away under here.
It sounds like a Vegas tactic in a way, though, where they're like, all right, here's these obstacles, so you can't find your way out.
Yeah,
it's true. You do get lost in Xbox.
I get really claustrophobic in that booth.
Yeah,
actually,
not a fan
I get
of
like really freaked out. So
your
Xbox is nice.
Video game museum section, Derek. You're right.
Yes.
I do love that section because that's where you go when you've seen everything cool that you wanted to see. You go there and you just play games with your friends because they have arcades that are free. Man, me and Ashford sat there and we shot the shit out of some guy in some game I don't know. She had to come hold my arms up about an hour into it because I was like, I'm so exhausted. How do we used to do this? She was like, I got you. She just like held my arms up so I could keep shooting. It was crazy. That's a real story. I'm not making that.
That is freaking awesome. Sony, Nintendo, obviously, out of like the big three, those are my two picks. And then I want to visit the DICE booth and the Visceral Games booths for selfish Star Wars reasons, and then probably the Indiecade.
I do like the Indiecade stuff as well.
Those are the indie games. I had a note about this, guys, in my paper.
All right.
Somebody on my Facebook page was like, you've got to talk about what crowdfunding has done for games. Because, what was it? Mega Man crowdfunded on Kickstarter for their new game. And there was another one. And Castlevania.
Right. Yeah. There's the guy who made Castlevania is making another game where the company told him, these games don't sell. We're not making them.
But they've totally had a new life on the internet.
Right. And so he just created the game and did the Kickstarter, and everyone was very supportive because they could see all of his love and care that he put into it. And I think that's why games do really well on Kickstarter. Indie games, because you see the people's passion, you see why they want to make it, and you can see the full process of the game. And taking an ownership of a game actually... Besides the fact that, okay, maybe it's a good game, but even when your good game has flaws, you are more accepting of it because you're like, I watched this process.
Yeah.
I have more of an
I
understanding.
know who did this.
Right. It's like when your favorite team plays shitty. You're not like, I disown this team. You're like, we had a bad day.
Next year, New York Giants.
Whereas when AAA games fail, we just rage out. We're just like, what the fuck did you do that?
You have so much money. How did you do that? Yeah, and
right.
so I think that the indie games at E3 will be really exciting, and I think that in the last 5 years, the world has changed for indie games.
And then, of course, let's give a shout out to the Twitch booth. Because Twitch is freaking awesome, and we happen to be using it now for our podcast, so...
I have a friend who just beta tested his game on Twitch like a week ago.
How did it go?
It went really well. It's called Chimps.
Nice.
And so I don't know if he'll be at the E3 Judamongers. But
E3 Dumongers. Can we change E3's name to E? Write that down, somebody, and tweet it at me.
I have
Dumongers
I have so many old lady words that I make up where I'm like, the whatchamacallit.
You know I'm gonna call it E3 Dumongers the entire time I am there.
That'll be like the title of our E3 special or
Dumongers.
something.
The recap. Dumongers.
We actually, Chase, you missed it earlier. We made a really blatant joke about how the best parties at E3, we were going to tell everybody what the best parties at E3 are, but then we just spoiled it by telling them immediately it's the Twitch parties.
It's Twitch.
There was 3 levels of booze last year. Look,
it was
3
so
levels.
amazing.
What does that mean? 3 levels? Like in each glass, or like they had 3 shelves?
No, like there were
and everyone had such a great time.
it was so fun. My friend got on stage and got yelled at and had to get off the stage.
So much fun.
But I knew it was him because of his hair. I was like 3 floors up or however many floors it is up because I was drunk. And I was like, that looks like Kyle. My friend was like, that can't be Kyle. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Kyle.
No! Oh my god.
Because you know there was all the fog. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it was really fun.
I liked the Ouija party last year, if only for like the crazy trippy Alice stuff.
Right. They
going.
had 3D glasses you got when you walked in.
When you walked in?
And they had an artist paint these neon 3D beautiful Asian-esque designs on the wall, like
wow.
dragons and ladies with fans. It was
and
gorgeous.
it's all just coming out at you.
Right. Ouija parties are actually, I always enjoy them, but they are not able to have one this year because last year they weren't able to find enough sponsors and they had to pay out of pocket. And they couldn't find sponsors this year and they were like, we're not doing that again.
Yes?
What? There's a child outside.
There's a child! Try not to cuss for the next 20 minutes.
Don't cuss. But yeah, you know what I noticed this year, and something I like a lot is that there are a lot of like pre-evening mixers where there will be drinks and stuff, but like everyone's still kind of in like work mode, and they're like, yeah, let's go mingle,
talk about stuff
before we go get drunk. Let's get stuff done. Like, so I'm excited because there are like 3 or 4 that I've spotted and like that I've been invited to. So I'm just like, I can talk to people like an adult.
Right. I do love those. My favorite versions of those are actually at GDC because they're usually also accompanied by old school games. So like playing Donkey Kong Country while you talk business with somebody else. Kind of fun.
Yeah.
But they're definitely great. And if any of you ever get the chance to go to E3 and you're interested in working in the gaming industry, I highly recommend not getting drunk.
No.
Because these are really great opportunities to show why you're so awesome and why you're so vibrant and why you're a perfect person to work there, and that is where you will get opportunities. Somebody who's really high up in a company will hand you a business card just because they met you and they liked you.
Yeah.
So E3.
But if you're like shasty-faced,
right, unless you meet you have to magically have the luck of fools.
Yeah.
To make a good connection when you're drunk, where you just happen to like bond to a point where. They have
super charming,
right? And they have to give you a job, or you might tell people what happened that night, kind of like.
Usually, it comes down to like they must also be drunk,
right?
Which that for E3, I didn't go to E3 last year, but I went to a karaoke bar that night and did karaoke with some of the Halo creators. They later got kicked out for groping everyone.
Of course, of course they did.
So that's a good example of like a little too drunk.
Yeah,
I
stay
will say
professional.
that. I will say that we don't have a lot of women watching right now, or at least they're not talking. But you know, for female professionals going into E3 for your first time at E3 parties, inappropriate things happen. It has been this way all the time. Do not be afraid to speak out. To say, do not do that to me.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Right. But back in the day, we always had to keep quiet because, if you're a troublemaker, you can't work in this industry. But because so many women have spoken out and have made a big deal about it, you will now be a lot safer than you've ever been before.
People will flock to you, and they will be like, what's going on?
I think that's the
And
one
they'll take
thing
care
that
of
I
it.
like about the professional games community is, like, you know, there's still people out there that, like, I wouldn't hang out with every single day, but I know that, like, if a woman speaks up now, everyone that I know in the games community will be like, what's she saying?
Right.
Like, what's going on? So we're getting there. It's baby steps, but, like, you know, always speak up. You know, look, if you're near the bar, talk to your bartender, talk to somebody. You're in public, just do it. But yeah, E3 is a fantastic way to meet other people, and for example, this is Movie Pilot's first year going, because I am solely responsible for building our games channel. Really excited about that, and that is no sarcasm. I'm super excited.
Boss.
But because of all the connections that I made at E3, not only as a reporter, but as like a booth babe when I first went in, just because I was professional and like I only had to work 3 hours a day, so I put on a suit the rest of the time that I was there, and I talked to people, and people gave me their business cards, and now all of these people I have appointments with for E3 because they remember me, because I founded a good relationship with them. So
follow up too.
Always follow up. You know,
you'll collect a ton of business cards, but if you don't then follow up with it, they'll just sit there.
They'll forget you.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, thanks, Dad. 5 more minutes.
Wow, we talked that much.
My dad is like our stage manager.
I do.
We did good.
I love your dad so much.
Yeah, so I guess we'll move into chick picks because we've got to give you time to talk about yourself and your
Why am I
stuff.
even here? Okay.
Yeah. Who the hell are you?
I'm on a web series called Wish It Inc., as in Wish It Incorporated. And some of you might know it because our star is Ellen McLean, who does the voice of GLaDOS from Portal. And we are heading up our season 2 Indiegogo right now. And we have John Patrick Lowry joining the cast. We announced him like a week ago. That's Ellen's real husband. It's the voice of the sniper. He does lots of voices for Valve and Halo. And they're married in real life. But in the show, they're playing exes. And it's really dramatic and exciting. So that's why I'm here. To talk games and to mention that. So check it out. The link is bit.ly/wishformore.
And we'll be posting that for those of you who watch this later on YouTube. And if someone could post that in the chat, we would love you forever. Say it one more time.
bit.ly/wishformore. Wish for more.
And Wish It Inc. is
Wish
a
for
super
more.
cute series, actually. It's so funny that, like, you're
That's
here.
how we met.
Yeah, we met that way. And, like, yeah, because, like, I had gone to a YouTube party, like, last year, and then, like, I met the show creators, and, like, everyone kind of fell in line. So I love it. I love the show. It's so cute, and I definitely recommend it.
Thanks, guys.
Sarah.
Wait, what was
You didn't list any of your chick
Oh my
picks.
god, I said my chick picks somewhere else that was not Gmail, and now I don't remember them. Wait,
Oh wait, you might have picked this as your chick pick too because we didn't actually talk about it. Jenny
Great minds, guys.
Kong.
Oh, right after this show, actually starting at 9, which is why we're trying to wrap up, Jenny Kong, who is a good friend of ours and a super awesome producer-director, she directed a music video. I happen to be in it.
She's in it.
I'm in it.
Guys, it's really good.
You know who else is in it?
You know who else is in it?
You know who else is in it?
I don't.
Not me.
Oh. I don't know.
What's his name? I'm so excited. Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, but not actually Michael Rooker is in the music video.
Allison Hayslip, right?
And Allison Hayslip, they're all in the video, and I'm also in it as well.
You're kind of devious.
Yeah, I'm like a gang leader, and it's about mutants, and it's called Right Now by Never Let This Go, and it's on Stan Lee's World of Heroes. But if you go to Twin Galaxies, I need to see the rest of that. If you go to twingalaxies.com or the Twin Galaxies stream, they are about to kick off and talk about the music video. So go tell them hi. Say Katrina said hello. Say that we sent you. Tell them to bring my character back.
So our friend Jenny Kong, we actually met her through Geek and Sundry, and she said, "I have a dream. I want to be a director." And it's one of the reasons why she came to Geek and Sundry was to get side experience doing that while she was doing something else. So it's really awesome to see her achieving her goals. So
Yeah, and Jenny was actually on, and I believe she still is, she's on the BAFTA Games Council. So she's a prominent figure for film and TV production now, online production, and she works in games.
Did you just say figure the way she would say figure?
Figure. She's a prominent figure.
She's from Britain, and whenever I do an English accent, she gets really excited. She's like, Sarah.
we have like our last few minutes. Do you guys have like a
Sarah's chick picks.
So normally Sarah tells you her chick picks, but Sarah completely blanked and forgot because she realized, let me tell you what happened to me. I was like, okay, my house is a little messy, but Katrina loves me. She'll forgive me. She's seen it bad before. And then around 6:30, I realized you were coming.
and I was like,
oh no!
we've never met in person before.
So I had to clean the shit out of my house
My
and
fault.
thus didn't get the rest of the things I wanted done. But I will say I just posted a video on my own YouTube channel. I would love it if you could go check it out. It's the video where I give a shout out to my Patreons. They help support me, and especially with what happened with my cat where I had to take him to the vet and spend $400.
Oh.
You guys are like really helping me, and I just wrote a short story. So for any of you who are curious what kind of short story I would ever write, donate $1. Just $1, and you can go read it. It'd be cool.
Be awesome.
My second chick pick is the other podcast I run. It took me 7 hours to mix the most special episode I've ever mixed. It includes skits and dramatic readings of the comics and some amazing guests. So go check out Moss Isley Comic Fort. We're at Comics Moss Isley on Twitter. Please tell me I did a good job. I cried over it.
You got a shout out in my video.
Yay! Thank you.
And then my final chick pick is that you should go look at some ladies on Twitter who are doing good things and tell them that you appreciate them today.
You should go look at the list on Twitter because it is a list of professional women in tech.
Never mind, I got it. Nerdy but Flirty posted an article called 15 or 50, I can't remember. I'm a little dyslexic sometimes. Women you should be following on Twitter, and you should go and read that article and follow that list.
Yeah.
Boom, we did it.
My last chick pick is a new game that's coming out. It's called Her Story, and it's actually like a detective game. You interview this woman over and over again and look for clues because she is accused of a murder, and you have to find out whether she's guilty or not.
Oh.
So through a series of video interviews with this one actress, you have to deduct the clues to determine whether she's innocent or guilty. And I'm gonna have some review codes soon, or some free codes soon. So keep up with me on Twitter, and also look for the game because it looks really good. So yeah. See, Bailey's like, yeah, it does.
No, they're gonna have sex. Look away.
No, stop.
No, you can't stop nature. You can't stop nature, man.
Guys, it's gorgeous.
Oh no, it turned from sex into just an attack.
That's usually how it goes.
Oh damn, he's just choking the shit out of Bailey. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I have been Sarah the Rebel.
And I've been ohCatrina.
And you can find us on Tumblr, on Twitter, and your mom's house, on YouTube, and on allgames.com.
And this is Lena, and you can find her on Twitter.
Where
Yeah, I'm at Lena Nicole T.
Lena. Sorry, I've been calling you Lena this whole time.
I'm into it. And check out Wish It Inc.
Yeah.
Wish it ain't.
We will see
You better wish it ain't.
Wish It Inc, guys.
in 2 weeks. And yes, Chase.